Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. And I know you're wondering what is wrong with this hoodie, so let me give you the story before you even start judging me for it. And if you are, go ahead. Judge me as you want. I do have lack of education or information regarding how to use the dryer. And I tried ChatGPT and I tried like Googling things, but I end up putting like things that shouldn't be inside the dryer in the dryer. So that was like one of the victims. It is fine as long as it's something that I, wear when I'm around the house. And I was like, you know what? It's time for me to film something for y'all and just sit and talk, because you know what? Sometimes, I don't know if you guys go through the same phase where you just sit down in your own place and then you be like talking about multiple things and then you be like, damn it, I wish if I filmed this. This is really great content that I can share with people. And it's like, you know what? This is what I'm going through right now. It's like just having multiple thoughts, and I thought of like just hopping on YouTube and share that video with y'all. So stay. Recently it's like I started noticing a lot of things when it comes up to social media and all of these platforms of people encouraging other people to just make money, to go after money and to build money, whatever. And again, I know it's like the algorithm that you consume, it is what would the algorithm bring out to you, right? But I don't know if you guys share the same thought or the same idea that recently it's like it's becoming crazy. So this is why I wanted to talk about the pressure that we have on our 20s to 30s to accomplish something in this life. And I want to just share my perspective. That doesn't mean like I know it all or my perspective is like the winning perspective. It's just my own perspective. The fact that we go deeper into a lot of things, and you know what, let me just put it the way it is. It's just bringing a lot of pressure to a lot of people, and I'm one of them. And that's why I started just detoxing from all of these media platforms. And it's hard because what I do and who I am, it's like something, what I do and who I am are like completely two things, and I'm trying to align them together. This is what I'm trying to do recently. But that doesn't mean like going the extreme. It just means that I am aware of the negative things that it brings me. And I start getting irritated out of like certain content or certain perspectives or like certain people talking about their perspective, and that's totally fine. In real life I would definitely, I respect these people from a human perspective, but I don't like the perspectives that they are sharing, because I feel like this is gonna mentally harm a lot of people that are not aware yet of what is waiting for them. One of them was like related to if you're not doing this, what are you doing? If you're not doing that, what are you doing? Like, and for someone that is still not mentally aware, like that's why I keep reminding you all on my videos that my videos are not for everyone. It's just for the people that are on the same journey. So it's like I'm sharing this for people that are walking the same journey I am. Because if you're like not aware or you don't understand what I'm saying, you gotta leave. This place is not for you. Go. You still have a beautiful time without being aware of all of these things. But seriously, it's like I see it as a good thing to be aware, and I see it as also I see it as a bless once you start getting triggered. So it's like once you start getting triggered and you are aware, instead of fighting or arguing, you will just be sitting down and seeing like, why am I getting triggered by this? Oh, because this person said this. Why am I getting triggered by it? Oh, because this is not how I view myself. Do I need to prove to this person how I view myself? The answer is no. no one needs to know, or no one needs to have this access to you. Just know that. Like, no one needs to have this access to you till you get to, whatever, get their approval to be who you are. If people think that you're self-centered, be that. Let them think you are that. Let them. And let yourself, understand that these are not your people. And it's not that I'm, spreading hate, but it's like distancing yourself from these people is like the best thing you can do for yourself. And again, you know me, on every single video, I'm going to tell you what is the best thing. But the idea here is like the fact that we give access, or we give, let's say, pass to people that they don't deserve to walk them with us, or they don't want to walk them with us. And we can be a victim type of mindset. We can be victims, or having this victim mindset out there. We pretty much need to just understand that we're part of the problem. We're literally part of the problem, because if you're not, why would you allow someone to say those things to you, like, hey, you're self-centered, you think only about yourself, then who will? You? I don't think so. You can't even, look after yourself. So, it's like, but if you're not mentally aware of like what is going on, you would be in a place where you just be fighting with these people, proving them wrong, trying to prove them wrong, because they already have this idea about you and it won't change. Trust me on that. We don't want that. I don't want that for you, because that's not what I tolerate. This is way out of my zone. If you think I'm self-centered, yes, I am. Go ahead. Find something else to talk about rather than me. Oh my god. And it's like videos on YouTube are amazing to just watch different perspectives, and all of them are around like building who we are and investing on ourselves. But there's like also a small chance that some of the things or some of the experiences that we attract, it's because we're actually are part of the problem, and we're either taking the role of the victim, or we're just taking the role of the villain too much, right? So it's like, yeah, this person or this group of people, they're happy and they contributed badly into my experiences, and like, I'm not going to blame these people, because I am also part of the problem. Why would I go to these people? Of course, there were like multiple signs that I've ignored. Why would I do that to myself, So this is how, being aware and owning it, and then even when you get triggered, you know how, and you know what it means to be triggered. So you got triggered, but you'd be like, okay, yeah, it's actually, yeah, what they've done is so bad that I will never do to them. But at the same time, I allowed myself to tolerate this because I was ignoring the red flags, or I was painting a picture in my head that this is how these people are going to behave. And I was like just mirroring myself on them, saying like, I am going to be good to them. So mirroring that means that in my head, I think that they will be also good to me. In fact, that I am not the victim here, but I am part of the problem, simply because I am looking at this whole thing from my own perspective and projecting it on other people. You get that? So what you don't want to do from now on when you get triggered is to not just blame the other half, is to just look also on your side. What are the things that you tolerate? What are the things that you allowed that from now on, no one is allowed to pass? So this is like, once you get this perspective, you will have it all sorted. You won't be bothered anymore. You'll just see like, okay. And even from like the first step that you will see these people react or act, you'll be like, okay, yeah, that they can also always choose to change and to be different human beings or to act differently, whatever. But inside of your head or with how you view it, you can see the action. You can decide whether you stay and think that these people are going to change or leave and let them, take their own journey. It's up to you. Easy. For me, my own experience was like the opposite. So I would usually go through a different path, which is the idea of like just cutting people off. And don't get me wrong, that was good until a certain point. I started, adopting a style of avoidant attachment. And then I was like, no, this is gonna change. This is gonna change from now on. I am gonna face and talk about how I feel or what I think of these people, and then let it be, let it burn. Let it be and let it burn, literally. And that was, that was great. That was amazing. Do I think like there are people where I shouldn't cut them off and I should just look at myself from like someone who is also part of the problem? Yes. But it is path. Like we grow apart and each person is gonna look at things differently, and yeah, that's it. And what is important to me is not looking at the my past or looking how I did it before. It's looking how I am improving it and how I'm getting better at these things. And that doesn't mean like I would look at my past and think, okay, I'm gonna take some actions toward that. No, never. Done. Moving on. Next. And but it's like I guess what I'm trying to say here is like you have to have a mindset of like just reviewing or viewing yourself from both sides. From the side that, okay, I got this bad experience from these people, and then I am triggered by this. So these are like the two perspectives, because what you're triggered or what triggered you is actually something that you have to work on. So whenever we have something we need to work on, it's basically means that we are part of this problem and we have something to do. We have something to fix. Easy. So same thing. And if you're with another person who's like emotionally intelligent, emotionally mature, blah blah blah, then it's gonna be so easy, because both of you are gonna be like, hey, I'm triggered by this, and the other person will be like, hey, I'm also triggered by this. Okay. And then both of you will realize like it's just different perspectives, and both of you are gonna work on like improving certain points, and that's it. Conflicts are gonna happen, but they don't need to be intense. You don't need to be extremely bothered. You don't need to be extremely angry. You don't need to have all of these things. Those are, things that you grow up with having them in your system. And at any point, you will have to let go of that anger, let go of that, victim mindset, let go of the, we let go of what is not working for us. And this is why I am sharing all of these things, because mostly when I'm talking about it, or when I'm talking about it with, people or here on YouTube, I just feel like, what? It was such a long journey. And every year I'm a new person. Like every year I'm not the same person anymore. So even if a person from like 5 years, 6 years from now would say, bad things about me, believe them. Even if they say good things about me, believe them. Because I don't know what kind of version they had. All I know is like every year I'm introducing myself to a new version. Every day I'm working to improve myself. Every day I'm taking actions to becoming one step closer to who I want to become. So believe everyone who would say anything about me, because they knew me at a certain point in their lives and in my life. So I'm not saying like I'm a victim of this and it was like blah blah blah. No, I was part of it with a certain mindset, so I don't know which version of me they met. It's like I don't know which version they, dealt with back then, so don't come at me for it. And yeah, it is so beautiful when I get to just, sit down and just realize how long it was for me or how far I walked. I'm so grateful for having this mindset, of like being able to just look at things differently and approach it with a different mindset. And even when I get triggered, I know how to get better at not getting triggered, because I want to learn out of every single situation. But yeah, it's like, it is so beautiful indeed. So yeah, if there's anything I want to leave here on today's video, is the fact that look at things from both sides always. And if you get triggered by something, look at it from your own side even more. Like, forget the experience, the bad experience that this person or this group of people caused you. Look at it from, why am I getting triggered by this? Look at it from a perspective of like, what would I change to not get triggered by this? Like, you might get triggered by I don't know, this person is like gaslighting you. Why are you getting triggered? Because you have expectations out of this person. And on one of my videos, I talked about not having expectations from people. We have a lot of expectations from who we are, but not other people. Not other people. They're gonna set you down. I don't want you to feel that feeling, but I guess I'm not projecting that on you, because whatever you're meant to go through to learn your lesson, you will go through. But just, I want you to remember this. Being triggered is a huge, part of learning. Once you get triggered, it's like being curious when it comes up to science. Curiosity will get you into trying to learn what caused this, how can I solve this, da da da. Same thing when it comes up to this. It's like being triggered is a sign like you have to learn. You have to learn. So this person is gaslighting me. Why am I getting triggered by this? Because first of all, I'm aware. Second of all, I can tell what is happening to me, and I can define what is, the action that I'm seeing, which is gaslighting. Third, I get to make decisions because I am, getting triggered. And now what do I want to do about that? It's basically, the first thing you want to do is like, why am I getting triggered? Okay, I have expectations. Do I want to tolerate this more? Because if this is how it works, because this is how you get to know that you're also part of the problem. I tolerated this for so long that I'm allowing people to gaslight me. Do I want to continue this? If I want to continue this, then from now on, I will expect them to gaslight me. So pretty much, I'm not going to get triggered. See? Easy. Gosh. You guys, I went today out, and this is the bag that I wear to bring my grocery. I like these things. I'm not doing any ads because I bought it with my own money, but it's pretty. It looks like those kind of shirts where you wear, it's like, I don't know what they call them. I forget the name. Gosh, I forget the name, but it looks like it, right? I know, it's like, I know things can get harder, but it's like, if you start looking at things from the perspective that I'm trying to share with y'all, you will understand that every single bad experience is not actually a bad experience. It's us that need to grow up and learn how to deal with it. And no matter how bad it is, feel the feeling that you need to feel. Like, okay, you had expectation. If this is, getting back to the example of the gaslighter, even if it's the first time that you are seeing, the gaslighter, you can decide immediately that this is not what I tolerate in my life. Done. Immediately moving on. You can have a conversation with these people like, hey, I saw what I needed to see, and now I want you to understand that I don't think that we click, or I don't think that we should, hang out more, or something similar to that. This is going to help them and help you understand, put boundaries, and not get triggered. Easy. Easy as that. It's like so easy. Why would we make it so complicated? And yeah, it's like, this is life. Like, you cannot live your life based on how people act or people's mood. You can just live your life with, or associate yourself with people that are emotionally mature and old enough to communicate their feelings and their thoughts. And if they're not there yet, then this is your answer. They will never be there. Never be there. As long as you wait for it, as long as you wanted them to be something that they don't want to be, or they can't be simply because they're blind on, well, a lot of things are happening in my life. Oh, this is happening here. Oh, this is happening there. So pretty much, this is what I don't want you to deal with, but I guess it's not up to me to decide. It's always up to you. All I'm doing here is like just sharing perspectives with you, so you will be able to understand that in this life, what we do and what we choose to do, or what we choose to act, is a choice. You can choose to be happy, you can choose to be sad, you can choose to be depressed, you can choose to be healthy, all of these things, you can choose them. You could choose to be wealthy, you could choose to be, all of these are choices. And once you choose that, it's like your actions are gonna match it. So it's like, I choose to be happy, now my action is like doing what brings me happiness, like going out, doing my favorite work, going to the gym, doing things that would, meeting with friends, going shopping, doing things that would just bring me happiness, and that's all about it. But then, like, if I'm choosing to just, sit down and being aware of like what is going on, then I have the right to also take actions toward like, okay, let me check what kind of people I have. Let me see how I can plan my life even better. Let me see what skills or what kind of emotional intelligence type of items that I need to have. I'm just throwing words though, but I know you get the point. Everything is a choice. So if you're choosing or allowing something to if you're allowing something to keep happen in your life, then you are allowing it, right? So no one is responsible for that, and I don't want you to be the victim. I don't want you to be the victim out of, all of these things. But at the same time, it's like, I want you to be aware of it. I want you to be aware of what you're choosing. If people don't want to deal with you, they don't want to deal with you. Don't force it. That doesn't mean like you being vulnerable or sharing or talking about things that makes you a bad person. No, it makes you a person that wants to be vulnerable. But people also get to choose whether they want to be with people that are vulnerable or not. And I am a vulnerable person. I talk about things. I talk about how I feel. I talk about what I think. I am vocal about everything in my life. But at a certain point, it's like I reach points in my life where I start doing that with the people that I know will hold space for me. And they're emotionally intelligent to understand what is going on. And they can offer that space to just hold that emotion with me for a certain time. But this is not going to happen immediately with like random people. It's basically, years and years and years and years of like, building that. And I have like I have one good person in my life, and we have like, I think almost now 8 years of friendship. She never complained about when I need her to hold space for me. And I will never do that to her as well, because we're both basically signed up for this, to be, each other besties and to just hold space for each other. And it's so beautiful how, just one person holding that space for you is a really, really powerful thing. And it's something that you would pay money for. It is something that you would pay money for. But you would be so grateful and thankful that you got it for free and that person actually cared about you. I'm really grateful for this, you guys. And thank you guys for watching. I'm not used to putting like long videos, but today really I wanted to be vulnerable and share other things. Again, remember, in this life, you're part of everything. So make sure to, be aware. All right, see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.